So, welcome back to the Hare Krishna program, Hare Krishna and we'll speak about Hare Krishna. The Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the prime benediction for humanity at large. Appreciate it if we communicate the message in an attractive, relevant and impactful way.
И би било по-лесно на хората да приемат, ако ние споделяме това послание по един привлекателен, разбираем и лесен за разбиране начин.
Today we went out and distributed a few books.
Днес излязохме навън и разпространихме няколко книги.
And it was interesting to watching all of you.
И беше интересно да ви гледам всички вас.
Some of you were showing books, some of you were talking with people, some of you were debating and arguing.
Някои от вас показаха книгите, някои от вас си говореха с хората, а някои дебатираха и се спореха с хората.
A lot of the classical mistakes.
Това са доста от класическите грешки.
So it would be good to do a little workshop just on the basics of how to distribute books.
Би било добре да направим един workshop на основите на как се разпространяват книги.
We're not going to do this tonight.
Няма да го правим това днес, тази вечер.
I didn't came here to work.
Защото аз не съм дошъл тук да работя.
I came here to spend time with my old friends.
Аз дойдох тук малко да прекарам време с моите стари приятели.
And I prefer they do the work.
И аз предпочитам те да свършат тази работа.
Because that's what friends do.
Понеже това, което приятелите правят.
So, I met a lot of amazing people today.
Аз срещнах много удивителни хора днес.
It was quite a change from last time when I was here in Bulgaria.
Голяма промяна в сравнение с последния път, когато бях тук в България.
So people are very, very open-minded. They're very interested and quite appreciative of our message.
Хората са много отворени, оценяват нашето послание. Appreciative, да.
So you have a great place.
Имате супер много хубаво място.
Did you notice you're sitting on a gold mine?
Вие забелязали сте, че седите на златна мина?
What do you do when you have a gold mine?
Какво правите, когато имате златна мина?
No. You
Копаете.
you call the Americans and the Chinese and the Australians and you say, hey, we got gold here. You guys come, take it, you know, and just bring us a few suitcases of bribes and a few peanuts and you'll be okay because we're nice guys, you know.
Не копаете, викате американците, китайците им казвате, ние тук имаме много злато, елате да го изкопаете и дайте ни просто няколко куфърчета с подкуп и няколко такива дреболийки и така, ние сме доволни.
No, if you want to excavate a gold mine, you need a team. You need a team of people. Like you can do one-man stand-up comedy, but if you want to do something a little bigger, Bolshoi Theatre, you need a crew, you need a team.
Ако искате да разработите тази мина, имате нужда от екип. Ти, например, можеш да направиш такава постановка, моноспектакъл, обаче ако искаш да направиш нещо по-сериозно, например Болшой театър, трябва да ти колектив от хора.
Team means you need engineers, you need mechanics, you need workers, you need cooks, you need medics, you need lawyers, you need finance guys, you need everybody.
Тим означава, че имате нужда от инженери, от готвачи, от финансисти, от адвокати, от всички. Имате нужда от всички.
Yeah. So the name of the game is Sankirtan, Samyak Kirtan, to complete the congregational chanting. So if we can't get this together, then we lost the game.
Името на тази игра се казва Сам Киртан или пълен, завършен, тотален киртан.
Because that's the mission, that's the Yuga Dharma, that's what's on the menu.
И ако не можем да съберем този отбор, значи ние губим играта, защото това е Юга Дарма, това, което е на менюто в момента.
In the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 10,
в Бхагавад Гита, 10 глава, стих 10.
What's 10:10?
Което е стих 10:10?
Come on. Bhakti Shastris, work with me.
Айде, Бхакти Шастри, работете с мен.
10:10. Very good. 2 points. What's the translation? Very good. Huh? 2 extra points. If you have 10 points, you can go and trade it in for some pizza from Tulsi.
Получихте току-що 4 точки. Ако стигнахте до 10, може да ги изтъргувате за една пица с Тулси.
So,
При Тулси.
in the last paragraph of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says something very amazing.
В последния параграф на коментара, Шрила Прабхупада казва към този стих нещо, което е много удивително.
Bhagavad Gita purports.
Това е един от моите любими коментари към Гита.
He says, you may be in a spiritual movement and you may have a guru.
Той казва, може да сте в духовно движение, може да имате гуру.
But you don't know what the goal of life is, nor the means how to attain it.
Но може да не знаете каква е целта на живота и как да я постигнете.
So, who is he talking about?
За кой говори той?
About her? About him? No, he's talking about me.
За кой говори той? За нея или за него? Не, той говори за мен.
Because sometimes we're in that situation.
Защото понякога ние сме в тази ситуация.
Yeah. Yet, then he says something really amazing.
И след това той казва нещо наистина удивително.
He says, but if you work with devotion for Krishna, then Krishna in the heart, he will give you the intelligence by which you can attain him.
Той казва, но ако работиш с преданост към Кришна, Кришна, който е в сърцето, ще ти даде интелигентност, чрез която да го постигнеш.
Have you heard of Tapana Mishra?
Чували ли сте за Тапана Мишра?
Have you read Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Чели сте Читания Чаритамрита?
Is your homework, okay?
Значи това е вашата домашна работа, за домашно да прочетете Читания Чаритамрита.
So Tapana Mishra was one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya.
Тапана Мишра бил един от придружителите на Бог Читания.
It says that he was a learned Brahmin, he was a scholar.
Той бил учен брамана, бил scholar.
Yet he did not know what was the goal of life, nor the means how to attain it.
И въпреки това, той не знаел каква е крайната цел на живота и как да я постигне.
How is this possible?
Как е възможно това?
How can you be in a spiritual movement and have a guru and not know what the goal is?
Как може да бъдеш в духовно движение и да не знаеш каква е целта и как да я постигнеш?
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in his commentary he explains this mystery.
Бхактисиданта Сарасвати в своя коментар обяснява тази мистерия.
And he says that because Tapana Mishra, he was chanting his mantra silently. He was worshipping his Ishtadev silently.
Той казва, че тъй като Тапана Мишра обожавал своя бог, Иштадевата,
Chanting his mantra silently.
Тихо. На ум.
Uno más. One more. Thank you. And because of that, because he was not collaborating with others, he was not expanding the Sankirtan movement, he was just doing it for his own sake. He did not know the real goal of life or the means how to attain it.
И понеже той го правил за себе си, не споделял с другите, не се кооперирал, затова той не знаел каква е крайната цел и как да я постигне.
So now it's 2023, this is postmodernism, this is total individualism, every man for himself.
Сега сме 2023-та, постмодернизъм, това е такъв пълен индивидуализъм, всеки за себе си.
Postmodernism means no more isms. Everything is already over, it's already done. Socialism, communism, capitalism, all the isms are gone. The only thing that remains is I, me and mine. The three friends, the three stooges.
Постмодернизъм означава, че всички видоизми вече са пробвани и са отхвърлени. Комунизъм, социализъм, капитализъм. Остава единствено аз, мен и себе си, и мое. Това са трите ми приятели.
And there's only one rule.
Има само
no
едно
rules.
правило. Има само едно правило, няма правила.
So, and because of that, there is no more friendship, there's no more family, there's no more community. It's just dog eat dog.
И понеже това е положението, няма повече приятелство, няма комьюнити, общества, няма семейство, кучето изяжда кучето.
So if we like to actually achieve the goal of life, we have to learn how to perform Samyak Kirtan, the congregational chanting.
Така че ако искаме да постигнем целта на живота, трябва да се научим как да изпълняваме самия киртан, да възпяваме заедно.
And that means we have to learn how to be team players.
И това означава, че трябва да се научим как да бъдем отборни играчи.
Team player means you pass the ball.
Отборен играч означава, че подаваш топката.
You know? Pasar la pelota. You have to pass the ball.
Трябва да подаваш топката.
Otherwise, your team will lose.
Иначе отборът ти ще изгуби.
Now, when you pass the ball and you empower others, then the other person will score and the team will win.
Ако подаваш топката и упълномощаваш другите, другия съотборник ще вкара и отборът ще спечели.
Are you rejoicing in the success of others?
Радвате ли се на успеха на другите?
Or are you feeling pain
Или чувствате болка
and agony
и агония
and envy?
и завист?
That is the material disease. That is the material world.
Това е материалната болест, това е материалният свят.
You think if I push others down, then I will go up.
Мислите си, ако натисна другите надолу, аз ще се издигна нагоре.
But in Vaishnava community, it's quite the opposite.
Но във Вайшнава обществото е точно обратното.
I was distributing books in Udupi, in front of Krishna Mat, the Krishna temple there.
Аз разпространявах книги в Удупи пред Кришна Мат, храма на Кришна там.
And there was a big pandit with dhoti and kurta and tilak and big sika and kontimala, and he was carrying big books, and he had 12 disciples, and he was moving.
И там имаше един голям пандит учен с голям шика, голям тилак, и той носеше едни големи книги, и с него имаше 12 ученика, и той се движеше така напред.
And I stopped him, and I gave him a small book of Prabhupada.
И аз го спрях и му дадох една малка книжка на Прабхупада.
And he looked at me and he said, "What is your qualification?"
Той ме погледна и каза, каква е твоята квалификация?
That can mean many things.
Това може да означава много неща.
Like what is your academic background, what is your lineage, what is your family.
Това може да означава каква е твоята академична кариера, ако имаш какво е твоето семейство.
And I know whatever I'm going to say, he's not going to like it. He's not going to be very impressed.
И аз знаех, че каквото и да кажа, той няма да бъде много впечатлен.
So what do you do when you don't know what to do?
Какво правиш, когато
Have you ever
не
been in a
знаеш
situation
какво да
where
направиш?
you didn't know what to do?
Били сте в такава ситуация, която не знаете какво
What do you do?
Това,
You call mama? You count your money?
викате мама или си броите парите?
Huh? No, you pray.
Не, молите се.
To who?
На кой?
Yeah, not Mickey Mouse.
Не на Мики Маус. Да.
Only Krishna. Krishna can help you. He's the only one.
Само той може да помогне.
You say, Krishna, I need a miracle.
Кришна, аз имам нужда
Right now
от чудо.
is a good time.
Веднага, сега. Сега е много добър момент. Направи едно чудо.
I'm willing to trade all my bhakti points
Готов съм
for a
да
miracle.
разменя всичките ми
If ever been a good boy,
точки
yeah,
за
you
едно
get
чудо.
bhakti points, you know, when you actually do sadhana
Получаваш бхакти
properly.
точки, ако правиш садана правилно.
And you can use them, you can trade
Може
them
да ги
in either
използваш,
for pizza
може да ги
or
търгуваш за пица,
for free parking places
или
in
за
the city.
паркинг в града.
But you should use them only when it's actually
Но трябва да ги
useful, when
използвате
it's
само
required.
когато има нужда от тях.
And the best usage of bhakti
И
points
най-добрата
is to donate them to others,
е
to
да ги
gift
подарите,
them to others,
да ги
so they
подарите
can
на
get
другите.
Krishna's mercy.
Така че трябва да получат милостта на Кришна.
Somehow this verse came to my mind, Gopi Bharta Kamala Yordasa Dasa Nudasa, which means
И по някакъв начин този стих ми даде на ум, който означава,
that I want to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis, who are the servants of Krishna.
че аз искам да стана слуга на слугата на слугата на гопите, които са слуги на Кришна.
And the Pandit looked at me and he started smiling. And he reached into his dhoti and he rolled out his dhoti and he took out 10 rupees and he handed it to me and he said, "Good boy, keep doing the good work." And he walked away with all his books and one of Prabhupada's books.
И този пандит, като му казах това, той се усмихна, пръкна си нависи малко дотито, извади 10 рупи, даде ми ги и продължи и каза, браво, добро момче, продължавай да правиш това, което правиш, ти правиш хубави неща. И си тръгна с книжката на Прабхупада.
We cannot reach people, but Krishna can. He's in the heart of every living entity.
Ние не можем да достигнем до хората, но Кришна може. Той е в сърцето на всяко живо същество.
Sometimes people walk away and then they come back.
Понякога хората си тръгват и след това се връщат.
Sometimes people say no, and then they turn around and say, oh, okay, all right, I take it.
Понякога хората казват не, след това се обръщат и се казват, абе, айде добре, ще взема тази книга.
Now sometimes people have the book, and they already have the wallet out, and then they look at you, and they look at the book, and they look at you, and they look at the book. And then if the two don't match, then it's no, give it back.
Понякога хората държат книгата и си държат портфела в едната ръка и те поглеждат и вас, след това поглеждат книгата, поглеждат и вас, поглеждат книгата. И ако книгата и вие не си съответствате, не си пасвате, тогава те не искат да връщат книгата.
Because if the two don't match, then it's no go. Then Krishna in the heart says, he's a cheater. He just wants your money. Don't take it.
Защото ако двете не се кореспондират, тогава Кришна в сърцето им казва, този е измамник. Не взе да взимаш тази книга. Той просто иска твоите пари. Върни му книгата.
Now you may say, why would
Krishna
tell
Кришна
this person
ще
not
каже
to take the
такова
book?
нещо на този човек, не си взимай книга. Защо?
Why would he tell that?
Защо би казал такова нещо?
I mean, come on. Hey, look, I'm working so hard to help you, for you, you know? Like I'm doing all the work, the job for you. And you working against me? Why don't you sell your own books, you know?
А ти работиш срещу мен. Защо не тогава не вземеш ти да си продаш книгите, Кришна?
It's not easy to do this,
Не е
you
лесно,
know?
което аз правя, знаеш?
So why is Krishna doing that?
Защо Кришна прави това?
Because he loves you.
Защото ви обича.
And love means I'm willing to overstep the boundaries of social norm in order for you to improve, to grow, and to actually achieve the ultimate objective of life.
Че аз съм готов да престъпя социалните норми, за да мога да ти помогна на тебе, ти да се развиеш, да напреднеш и да постигнеш целта на живота.
One of my friends, he joined in northeast of Brazil, but then he went back to his country of origin, which is Argentina.
Един мой приятел се присъедини в северо-источна Бразилия, но след това той се върна в своята родина, която е Аржентина.
This is in the early 80s.
В началото на 80-те.
And then his guru, who was in America, called him to come and serve him.
И неговият гуру, който беше в Америка, го извика да дойде да му служи.
So he went to the American embassy in Buenos Aires to apply for a
Той
visa.
отиде в Американското посолство в Буенос Айрес, за да подаде молба за виза.
And he went in
И той отишъл
pant and shirt.
по панталони по риска.
And his visa application got rejected.
И неговата виза молба беше отхвърлена.
Because they said we already have enough illegal immigrants and we don't need another one and you can go home now.
Защото те му казали, ние вече има достатъчно нелегални имигранти и няма нужда от още един, така че може да си ходиш вкъщи.
Of course they don't say that. They're very polite.
Те не казват точно така, но те са много учтиви, но това, което всъщност имат предвид.
So the next day,
следващия ден,
he went again
той
in dhoti and kurta.
Обратно отново с доти с курта.
And he demanded to speak to the ambassador.
И той настояваше да говори с посланника.
So the lady came.
И дамата дойде.
She was quite young.
Тя била доста млада.
And she said, "What can I do for you?"
И каза, какво мога да направя за вас?
And he said, "Yesterday, one of your less intelligent bureaucrats,
един от вашите
he rejected my visa application."
Той отхвърли моята молба за виза.
Little did he know
Той не
that
знаеше,
we're missionaries. We're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for serving God.
ние не правим това за себе си, а за служба на Бога.
And my guru, my teacher, he's sick. I need to help and serve him.
Болен, аз трябва да му помогна.
I've done this before.
Аз съм правил това преди.
And that's the facts.
И това са фактите.
She said, so you're not just going to go there and then disappear and start working and just...
И тя му казала, значи ти няма да отидеш там и просто да изчезнеш и да се хванеш на работа.
He said, no, we're missionaries. You know, we always travel. We just go there for my mission and then I come back.
Ние пътуваме, отиваме там, свършваме нашата мисия и се връщаме.
She paused and she thought for a moment.
Тя се замислила за момент.
Then she said, okay, I give you the visa.
Добре, аз ще ти дам виза.
And as she got up from the table,
и в момента, в който станала от масата,
You have to imagine there is other people there. It's not just her. She's the top dog. So there is Marines, there is police, you know, there's diplomats.
Имало други хора там, тя нали най-важното, обаче имало други хора.
She said in a very low voice, I read Prabhupada's Gita.
Тя с много тих глас казала, аз съм чела Бхагавад Гита на Шрила Прабхупада.
So he took out of his bag a lilamrita, and he didn't give it to her because that's considered a bribe. He just left it on the table. And
той извадил от джоба си Прабхупада Лиламрита и не я дал директно на нея, понеже това се приема за подкуп, а оставил на масата.
Now why did she ask him, why are you going there, who are you? She already knew, she already read the Gita, she knows what's up. Why did she ask him all these questions?
Защо тя го питала всички тези въпроси, след като тя вече била чела Гита и тя знаела отговор? Защо го питала?
Because she's a kshatriya. She has to make sure you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're actually doing what you're saying.
Че ти правиш това, което казваш, че правиш и това, което трябва да правиш. Защото това се зарежда.
So when people look at you and they ask you, so you're a monk, so what do you do?
Когато хората те погледнат и ти кажат, значи ти си монах, какво правиш ти?
Don't think they're challenging you, don't think they want to debate you or to put you down. They just want to make sure you are actually who you say you are.
Не си мислете, че те искат да ви предизвикат или да дебатират с вас, те просто искат да се уверят, че вие сте този, за когото се представяте наистина.
Authenticity means to stand in your own truth.
Автентичност означава да живееш в своята собствена истина.
It doesn't mean you make stuff up as you go along the way, but it means you have integrity. You're in touch with your own purpose.
Това не означава просто да си измисляш неща както така си вървиш напред-назад, а да имаш честност, искреност, да си истински, да си...
Because there's a lot of people out there who are just making stuff up and just selling stories.
Много хора, които си измислят най-различни истории.
Just like if you were on the autogrill, you have these rest areas on the highway, you know, where you pump gas. Or if you're downtown near the train station and somebody says, hey, I found some gold and I'm going to sell it real cheap because, you know, I have to go back to Kosovo and, you know, or you fill in the blanks, whichever country. And you can have it real cheap. Just give me all the money that you have and, you know, you had a good deal. Are you going to buy it?
Ако сте някъде на гарата и някой дойде при вас и ви каже, аз имам злато, ще ти го продам много ефтино, понеже сега трябва да се върна в моята родина, нямам пари. Така че много изгодно, дай ми каквото имаш и аз ти дам злато. Много добра сделка това.
Somebody sends you an email and says, I'm the prince of Saudi Arabia and I want you to have $500 million, you know, just send me your bank contact and your router number and your PIN code and your zip code and everything. Are you going to send it to them?
Ако получите имейл, в който се казва, аз съм принцът на Арабия и на Саудитска Арабия и аз искам да ви дам $500 милиона, просто ми изпратете вашия пин код на вашата банкова сметка, ще му го изпратите ли?
Now, of course not. We think this is stupid. Who would, right? This is just ridiculous.
Ние си мислим, това е глупаво. Кой би направил такова нещо?
But we all signed up for the material world. And we didn't read the fine print, you know?
Но ние всички сме дошли тук в материалния свят, подписали сме договори, не сме прочели малките ситните буквички в договора.
This thing is toxic, it's going to kill you.
Това е нещо токсично, ще ви убие.
All that stuff.
Всички тия неща.
No, we don't read the contracts.
Ние не четеме договора.
Say, yeah.
Ние просто казваме,
They said it's a great deal.
Те казаха, това е много добра сделка.
So, that's why it's important to read Prabhupada's books every day.
Затова е важно да четем книгите на Шрила Прабхупада всеки ден.
Otherwise we can become confused.
Иначе може да се объркаме.
And it happens to many, even devotees.
На много хора, дори на предани.
You'll be surprised.
Ще се изненадате.
Every year.
Всяка година.
So, I was in Michigan, in Sheboygan, just near Mackinac Bridge, just below Canada.
Аз бях в Мичиган, точно до Канада.
And one man on a parking lot, with his young son, he said, Prabhupada is my favorite author.
И един млад момче с баща си, каза, Прабхупада е мой любим автор.
And his son looked at him like, Daddy, what are you talking about?
А не, това е бащата. Бащата се смее си.
Who?
И сина го
So he had to explain a little bit to his son what was going on.
И каза, тате, какъв е този Прабхупада? Какво става? И той трябваше да му обясни малко кой е
So he
Прабхупада.
took more books, and I gave him the movie, and I gave them japa beats, and they were super happy.
И той взе още книги, аз му дадох и филма, и джапа битс му дадох, и те бяха много щастливи.
There's so many people out there who are totally ripe. They're completely ready. They already know what's going on.
Има толкова много хора, които са напълно зрели. Те знаят, разбират какво всъщност става.
Like today, wherever I was looking, there was devotees, you know? Like on every street corner, there was devotees distributing books.
Където и да погледнах днес, имаше пренадаени, които разпространяха книги.
And some of them were undercover.
И някои от тях бяха под прикритие.
One bought the Bhagavad Gita from me, and then another devotee came and said, hey, he's a devotee, you know?
Един си купи Бхагавад Гита от мен, аз без аз да разбера.
I remember one time in Rosario, in Argentina, that's 30 years ago, I went out to distribute books with the devotees, and it was kind of strange because I thought I'd seen people somewhere, but yeah, there was devotees hiding everywhere. Even a guy was behind the newspaper. He cut two little holes there, and he was watching me. So.
Веднъж бях в Росарио, в Аржентина, и там изядахме да разпространяваме книги. И аз всъщност в един момент почнах да забелязвам, да разбирам, че всъщност всички хора около мен са пренадани под прикритие. Даже човека, който четеше вестник, си беше пробил 2 дупки на вестника. Той беше пренаден. Бях дошли да ме гледат.
So Krishna has given you one of the best places in the world.
Кришна ви е дал едно от най-добрите места в света.
People have a heart. They're warm. They're human.
Хората тук имат сърце. Те са топли. Те са хора, човечни.
And their brain still works, you know. It's not like when you go south, then it gets a little more difficult. But
И техният мозък още работи, а не както като продължаваш да вървиш на юг и в един момент вече няма мозък, не работи.
But there's trouble in paradise.
Но, естествено, има и проблеми в рая.
In the next few years, this place will experience a rapid, a drastic transformation.
В следващите няколко години това място ще изпита
драстична
промяна. И то вече се случва, може да го видите.
People are not anymore that innocent, they're not anymore that quiet, they're not anymore that humble.
Толкова
смирени. But people start
смирени.
becoming loud and more aggressive
Те
and
почват да стават
more cold.
по-агресивни, по-студени, по-шумни.
So nobody has a monopoly on stupidity. It's a globalized phenomenon.
Никой няма монопол върху глупостта, това е глобален феномен.
And some people are very good at marketing it to the whole world.
И някои хора са много добри да разпространяват глупостта по
But
цял
the
свят.
antidote is transcendental knowledge.
А противоотровата е трансценденталното знание.
That's why it's so important that we give people these literatures.
Затова е важно да даваме на хората тези книги.
And we also show them a way how to live it.
И да им дадем също начин, да им покажем начин, по който те да ги живеят тези.
So I can see here there is quite some enthusiasm to distribute Prabhupada's books. That's wonderful.
Аз виждам тук има доста ентусиасти, които искат да разпространяват книгите на Шрила Прабхупада.
But you should also learn how to follow up and to actually harvest some of those fruits and to engage them in Krishna service.
Но трябва да се научите как да култивирате, как да жънете, да прибирате реколтата.
In 1985, I was young Bhakta Nico. I was going door to door.
През 85 година аз бях млад бхакта Нико.
And it was a very conservative neighborhood. Big houses, big fences, big dogs, big egos.
И аз обикалях от къща на къща и това беше много консервативен квартал. Големи къщи, големи огради,
Very few books went out.
Много малко книги.
But one lady, she bought 3 books.
Но една дама купи 3 книги.
And she said, my nephew, he has been to India.
И каза, моят племеник, той беше в Индия.
And I said, really? That's fantastic.
И аз казах, така ли?
Can you give me his contact? So she gave me his phone number.
Можеш ли ми дадеш неговия телефон? Тя ми даде неговия
So
номер.
I called him
Аз се обадих.
And a few weeks later, him and his friend, they came to the Sunday feast.
И след няколко седмици той и негови приятел дойдоха на неделна програма.
And they had long hair
Те имаха дълга коса.
and red eyes because they
И
smoked
червени очи,
ganja.
понеже беха пушили ганджа.
And they said, we already been to India, we already know
И
all
те
this.
казаха, ние вече сме били в Индия, вече знаем всичко.
But I was Bhakta Nico. And
Но аз бях
Bhakta
Бхакта
Nico
Нико, а
does
Бхакта
not take
Нико
no
не
for an
приема
answer.
не за отговор.
I was very
Аз
enthusiastic.
бях много ентузиазиран.
Like the Energizer Bunny. You know the Energizer Bunny? Huh? Speedy Gonzalez? You know?
Като Спиди Гонзалес.
You never watch cartoons. What did you do in your childhood? Read Bhagavatam?
My parents through the TV to the...
You're very fortunate. I congratulate you. So, I showed them the temple, I showed them the deities, I showed them the library, I showed them everything, I gave them prasadam.
Аз им показах храма, показах им библиотеката, показах им... Всичко им показах.
And at the
Дадох им
end, I
праsadam.
just showed them the full set.
И накрая им
all the
показах пълния сет, всички книги.
And they said, you know, we already know everything, but you're a nice kid. And they just put a few big bills on the table and said, we pack it, we're taking it.
Те казаха, бе, какво ти кажа, ние вече ги знаем тия неща, но понеже си готин човек, айде, да, извадиха няколко едри банкноти и пък прибраха целия сет.
And then they showed up every 3-4 months for a Sunday feast, but they kind of stayed in the back, and you know, we already know everything. And, you
И
know.
те се появяваха веднъж на 3-4 месеца за неделната програма, обаче общо взето стояха така на
Till
страна.
after about a year or two, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj showed up,
След около година или две Бхакти Чару Махарадж дойде
and he gave the Sunday feast.
и той даде лекция на Sunday Feast.
And they were again there sitting in the back. Yeah, we already know everything.
Те бяха там, така се случи, и седяха най-отзад. Ние вече ги знаем тия неща.
He's our guru. I'm an idiot. What was I thinking? And they became serious about Krishna consciousness.
И като го видяха него, казаха, о, това е нашия гуру, какъв идиот съм, аз какво съм си мислил.
And they transformed their house into a preaching center.
И те станаха сериозни и те
And because they're
превърнаха
rich kids, they had many friends,
къщата си
so
в
they all came there.
проповеднически центъри, понеже бяха богати деца, всичките им приятели дойдоха.
And from that gathering, more than 15 people got initiated, and many more started chanting.
И от това събиране повече от 15 души станаха посветени, пренодени и много повече почнаха да мантруват.
So it's great that we're distributing many books,
И това е много супер, че ние разпространяваме много книги,
but it's not enough.
но не е достатъчно.
You also have to take people's contact, and you have to follow up with them and teach them the
Трябва да,
practice of Krishna consciousness.
трябва да вземете контактите на хората и да ги обучавате в Кришна съзнание.
Otherwise, it will stay very small. It will just be a little esoteric, you know,
Иначе ще
like the
останем,
Masonic Lodge, you know, the
ще останем много
the
малки
secret society.
и ще бъдем и такива като една тайно масонска ложа, тайно общество.
But we want Krishna consciousness to be accessible to everybody.
Но не искаме Кришна съзнание да бъде достъпно за всеки.
Srila Prabhupada said, I have one disease, I cannot think small.
Шри Прабхупада казва, аз имам една заболяване, аз не мога да мисля малко.
I want to spread Krishna consciousness everywhere at once.
Искам да разпространя Кришна съзнание
That's pretty big
навсякъде
mission.
веднага. Това е голяма мисия.
And there is place for each and every one of us in that mission of
И
Prabhupada.
има място за всеки един от нас в тази мисия на Шрила
And
Прабхупада.
whether you communicate the message through theater, through books, through prasadam, through philosophy, or through raising children,
И
that
дали,
is a detail. That is your choice.
и дали вие споделяте посланието чрез театър, чрез прасадам, чрез философия, чрез отглеждане на деца, това е вашия избор.
So I see a ton of potential here.
Аз виждам огромен потенциал тук,
But I also see some room for improvement.
но също аз виждам някои неща, които трябва да се,
You
могат да се
don't, you don't
подобрят.
have to be an analyst to figure that out.
И няма нужда да си голям анализатор, за да разбереш, че има какво може да се подобри.
So, as I mentioned earlier on, I'm just here to spend time with my friends, but this is the bonus.
Както споменах, аз дойдох само просто да прекарам време с моите приятели, но това е един бонус.
So use your time wisely,
Използвайте времето си мъдро,
because tomorrow I'm gone.
защото утре аз си тръгвам,
In a few years, we're all gone.
а пък след няколко години всички ние си тръгваме.
Then it's Narayani's game,
И след това ще бъде играта на Нараяни.
right? Are you going to give the class, Narayani? Huh?
Наряни, ще дадеш ли лекция?
Yeah, sure. Of course. Yeah, she's ready. I knew she was ready. She was born ready.
Тя е готова. Тя е родена готова.
It's great to see some kids, you know, because if you just see a bunch of old guys, it gets a little old sometimes. A
Много
little
хубаво да
boring.
видиш някакви деца, защото ако видиш само някакви стари хора, малко става...
If we don't succeed in inspiring and empowering the next generation, we have failed.
Ако ние не успеем да вдъхновим и да опълномощим следващата генерация, ние сме провали.
Failed, you know, as in big F, you know. You ever got that on your assignment, on your paper at the school? Failed.
Случва ли се да получите двойка на изпит в училище?
So,
Тлъста двойка.
yeah, have you ever heard that saying of Prabhupada where he says that the children of your children will be the pure devotees?
Чували сте Прабхупада да казва, че децата на вашите деца ще бъдат чисти
heard it.
принудени?
Yeah. Did you ever wonder why did he say the children of your children?
Вашите деца, защо не вашите деца?
It's a reasonable question,
Това
right?
е нормален въпрос.
Why two generations?
Защо
Why
две
not just...
генерации? Защо не веднага?
And one lady, also in Michigan, Meenakshi, she asked Prabhupada that question.
Една матежи, Менакши, от Мичиган, тя попитала Прабхупад този въпрос.
Would you like to hear Prabhupada's answer?
Искате ли да чуете какво казва Прабхупад? Да.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Please say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Good group, huh? Very good group. I knew it. So, it was worth it taking the midnight flight, you know, from Zagreb to Sofia.
Заслужаваше си да вземе този полунощен полет от Загреб до София. Вие сте добра аудитория.
He said, the children of your children, not your children, because your children had to associate with you.
И Прабхупада казал, ами децата на вашите деца, а не вашите деца, защото вашите деца се наложило да общуват с вас.
Now, of course, we don't want to have to tell our children, it's not your children, it's the children of your children.
Сега не искаме да казваме и на нашите деца също, че няма да са твоите деца, а ще бъдат децата на твоите деца. Не искаме да казваме това.
So we have to do our homework.
Значи трябва да си напишем домашното.
And that is becoming team players.
А това е да станем отборни играчи.
So this whole business of my guru has his mission and your guru has his mission and his guru has his mission and, you know, see you on Ratha Yatra and, you know, I respect you, but actually, you know, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna improve our Sankirtan performance, our impact.
И цялото това настроение, че аз имам, мой гуру има неговата мисия, а твой гуру си има неговата мисия. И аз те уважавам, обаче ще се видим, може би, на Рат театъра.
Guru is one.
Това няма да ни помогне. Гуру е един.
The goal is one.
Целта е една.
The path is one.
Пътят е един.
Like in the Gita Mahatmya. What's that verse? Eka Shastra Bhuta Gita. You know that one, no? Somewhere.
In the back.
In the back of the mind, yeah. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So, one time a devotee asked Prabhupada, can I go to Radhakund? I want to go to Radhakund to chant Hare Krishna.
Един път Прабхупад, един ученик го питал, мога ли да отида на Радхакунд да повтарям Харе Кришна?
Prabhupada said it is not necessary.
Прабхупад казал, не е необходимо.
There's already enough monkeys there.
Има вече достатъчно маймуни.
One president was writing to Prabhupada and he said, there's this devotee in my temple and he's doing this and this and this and this and I want to kick him out. I don't want him to stay here in the temple. Classical ISKCON scenario.
Един темпо президент написал писмо на Прабхупад и му казал, тук има в моя храм един преданен, той прави такива неща и аз искам да го изгоня, не го искам наоколо в моя храм.
So he wrote a letter to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, please give me the authorization that I can kick him out.
И написал Прабхупад, моля те, дай ми авторизация да го изгоня този човек.
And Prabhupada's answer back to him was very short.
И отговорът на Прабхупад бил много кратък.
He said, you have to tolerate him just like I am tolerating you.
Прабхупад каза, трябва да го търпиш точно както аз те търпя теб.
Without tolerance and humility,
без търпение и смирение,
there is no more friendship, there is no more family,
няма
there is no more
приятелство,
community,
няма
there's
семейство,
certainly no
и
sankirtan.
няма community и със сигурност няма санкиртан.
So, when we read those books that we distribute and we actually apply ourselves to this bhakti practice, the result should be that we become more tolerant and we become more humble.
Когато четем тези книги, които ни разпространяваме, резултатът би трябвало да бъде, че ставаме по-търпеливи и по-смирени.
So, these are some reflections. We can talk a lot, but maybe you have some questions or some topics or some points, something of interest.
Това са някои мисли.
You may want to know how to distribute a lot of books, right?
Вие, например,
I can feel that. That's on some people's mind.
Вие може би искате да разберете как да разпространявате много книги. Усещам, че някои хора си го мислят това нещо.
It's very easy.
Много е лесно.
You just get people to like you.
Просто...
And they will do whatever you want them to do. They will eat out of the palm of your hand, right? Like the birds. You can just put the hand out and they'll come and they eat out of the palm of your hand if they like you.
Просто накарайте хората да ви харесват. И ако това стане, те ще направят всичко за вас, те ще ядат от вашата длан, както птичките могат да дойдат да се хранят от вашата длан.
Everyone's sensitive, just in a different part of their body.
Всички са чувствителни, просто в различна част от тялото.
People are not patient. They don't hear well.
Хората не са търпеливи и те не чуват добре.
They're not very intellectual.
Те не са много интелектуални.
But they're averse to hypocrisy.
Но те се отвръщават от
So when they
лицемерие.
sense that we're not really doing what we're supposed to be doing,
И когато
then
усетят,
they
че
just reject
ние
the
не
whole thing.
правим това, което ние се предполага да правим, те веднага ни отхвърлят.
That's why we're here.
Затова сме тук.
That's why we have this Hare Krishna movement to help each other refine
Това
ourselves.
имаме това Харе Кришна движение, да си помогнем един на друг да се пречистим.
Do you know that the raw diamond looks like an ordinary rock?
Знаете ли, че нешлифования диамант изглежда като обикновен камък?
You can't tell it from any other rock unless you're a specialist.
А ако не сте специалист, не може да го различите от обикновения камък.
Now, how do you turn a raw diamond into a refined diamond?
Как?
Into a...
Как превръщате суровия диамант в истински шлифован?
How do you cut a
скъпоценен?
diamond?
Как режете диамант?
With a diamond, yes. Because the diamond is the hardest thing there is. You can't cut it with metal. You can't cut it with... You can only cut it with another diamond.
Трябва да го обработите с друг диамант, защото диаманта е най-твърдото нещо. Не може
So
да
that's
го...
what we're doing here. We're taking raw diamonds, we're putting them together, and through the friction, through the heat, it creates all these nice facets, and it makes it very beautiful.
И това, което се случва тук. Ние събираме такива сурови, нешлифовани диаманти и в една турба и от търкането се създават много красиви шлифовани камъни.
But it's a little painful sometimes.
Но понякога е малко
As
болезнено.
Kunti Maharani says, that all the trouble comes from social interaction.
Kunti.
Queen Kunti.
Както Кунти Деви, царица Кунти, казва, че всички проблеми идват от социалните взаимоотношения.
Because if you live in community, then people will ask you, why did you come late for Mangalarti?
Защото ако живеете в комюнити, хората ще ви питат,
Mind your own business.
ти защо закъсня
No,
за
we're here
Мангалар?
on the same team. And the team is as strong as the weakest link. And so, you know, that's where the thing is going to burst.
Ние сме един отбор и отборът е толкова силен, колкото е силен най-слабия играч, толкова е силен. Затова точно там ще се скъсат нещата.
So we are here to help each other,
Ние
to
сме тук
improve ourselves.
да си помогнем един на други, да се подобрим.
That's why we're very fortunate.
Затова сме толкова щастливи.
Because otherwise we'd be sitting at home and think, I got my guru, I got my mantra, I'm saved. You have met a few people who said that they're saved? And they said it with so much arrogance that you felt like you're safe from what, you know? It seems like you're still drowning in little pools of arrogance and anger, you know?
И да щехме да седим вкъщи и да си мислим, аз имам моят мантра, имам си моят гуру, аз съм спасен. Има такива хора, които казват, аз съм спасен, но обаче го казват с такава арогантност, че ти си мислиш, от какво си спасен? Ти си седиш в твоето малко такова блато от наглост и арогантност.
I don't care who your gurus are.
Не ми пука кои са вашите гуру,
Because I love them all.
защото аз ги обичам всички.
Because we're part of the same family,
Защото ние
part of
сме
the same
част
mission.
ние сме част от същото движение, от същата мисия.
And even the people on the street, Vasudeva Kutumbaka,
И дори хората
when you
на улицата,
realize
когато
we're one. We're one as people. We're one as jivas. We're one as prisoners here in this prison house of Durga, of the mature world. And we better start thinking how we can make our little escape plan work.
Че ние всички сме всъщност затворници в този затвор на Дурга, заедно. И по-добре да почнем да мислим заедно как да се освободим от затвора.
Imagine.
Представете си.
You're escaping Alcatraz.
Избягват от Алкатрас.
You know, in the Bay of San Francisco, there's Alcatraz, that prison.
We have heard of it. Yes.
But there is a problem. There is a lot of sharks right around there. So you can't just swim, out there. It doesn't work. So you build a little float, with some scraps of wood. But the only thing you have to row is a pitchfork. You know what a pitchfork is? A pitchfork?
Yeah.
What you use for putting hay and grass to the cows. That's the only thing you have for rowing.
Лопата. Вила.
Villa.
И това е този затвор, където той е в залива на Сан Франциско и проблемът е, че дори ако избягаш и почнеш да плуваш, там има кули, така че не може просто да плуваш, може да си направиш някакъв сал, обаче тогава единственото нещо, с което ще можеш единственото гребло ще бъде вила.
So imagine, it's you and the other four guys, it's the five of you, and you stand on that little thing, and it's almost underwater, and all you have is 5 forks. But if you put them all together, then you can actually row.
Представете си, че сте 4 затворници, които са на този сал, и той едва се крепи над водата. Имате 4 вили. Обаче, ако ги съберете заедно, тогава всъщност ще имате гребло, с което ще може да гребете.
Krishna has given each and every living entity some genius, something very unique, something very special.
Кришна е дал на всяко живо същество нещо уникално, нещо, което е много специално.
And if we put the pieces of the puzzle together, we'll get a very beautiful offering to Krishna.
И ако ние сложим частите на пъзела заедно, тогава ще получим много хубаво предлагане за Кришна.
Questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna also here.
I'm sure we lost everybody, right? They'll enter now.
Please post it.
Okay. So the question was how to really be sincere and honest and authentic when we go out and we face the public. I mentioned yesterday, when I started, I was 15 years old and I was telling people I'm a monk. And they looked at me and they said, does your mama know that you're here?
It's nice.
So then I said, okay, I'm studying to be a monk. And they said, okay, he's a kid. Yeah, okay, what do you want? You want some money? Okay, I'll give you some money. I'll take your book, So just tell them who you are, From your level. Not like, no superiority complex, no inferiority complex. People are looking for friendship. That means eye to eye. And that's the hardest thing. Because it's easy to think oneself better or worse than others. But to actually make friends means, hey, I like you. In fact, I love you. I want you to be well. I'm not going to screw you over. I'm not going to exploit you. I'm just...
That was my another question. How to be friends with them. Really friends. Really. To show them
That's the answer. No superiority, no inferiority complex. Really, I have your best interest at heart. That's Krishna. Surit. Bhaktaram yakatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Suridam sarvabhutanam. To be the Surit means the benefactor. Krishna wants us to be well. Yeah. That's a real friend. So, people sense it. People are not stupid. They're sensitive.
I can feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
They feel when you are not.
Of course.
Sometimes I'm trying to be more humble, but I'm not so humble.
Yeah, I was in Miami on South Beach, and there was two guys, business people, well dressed, with. Did I tell this story here already? No.
I don't think so.
You know, you travel a lot, you lose track. And they were wearing the right stuff, and they had nice watches, business talk, and very busy, and it was hard to stop them and say something because it's kind of impolite, you know, they're doing their thing. So what do you do when you don't know what to do?
You pray.
Pray, Krishna now, miracle, this moment.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Trade the
Yeah, bhakti points, here, let's do this. So I just walked up to them and said, it's hard to be humble when you're 2 meters tall and 53 years old, huh? And one guy went, hey, you know me? You've been following me? And he got really paranoid. He really got freaked out, you know? It's America. And I said, you know, I'm 2 meters tall and I'm 53 years old. I know how you feel, you know? It's hard to be humble. So I just give him a big hug, you know? And then, you know, kill them with love. You just have to, boom, Krishna. And then I gave him the book, and he started to smile, and he gave me the $20, and nothing more needed to be said. Why? Because I understand how you feel, man. I know what it's like. You know, when you think you're flying on top of the world and you know it, you got friends, you got connections, you got business, you got it all figured out, but still you're totally confused and fearful because it can be all over any moment, any second. And you know, it's just a game. It's just a dream, you know. So everybody's in anxiety. Huh? And if you acknowledge people's struggle and you say, hey, you're not alone in your struggle, you know. What does it mean, compassion? Any good Christians here? Huh?
Yes.
What is the passion of Christ?
Каква е страстта Христова?
The passion of Christ is the suffering of Christ. He's suffering to take the suffering from others. So that means compasión. It means we're suffering together. In this way I alleviate your suffering and I'm helping you. Because shared pain, shared misery is only half the misery. So that's why some people process, ladies like to talk, guys like to go to the dacha, to their workshop and just, you know, work on tools and mechanics. Different people have different ways of therapy, of processing. So, people will notice. You know that dogs can sense your heartbeat? They can feel your heart beating. They know if you're afraid. Yeah. Horses, I've heard, are 11 or 19 times more sensitive than humans. I was in Pula, and my friend Dinanath, he has a farm. His own horses and some other people's horses also. And you start talking, and the horses just put their ears up, and they look at you, and they put their big nose out there, and they just sniff you out, you know? They just sniff you out. You know, if a horse, if any animal is injured, all the others will go there and they will start licking it and going there and rubbing it and standing close to it if one animal is sick, you know. They all do that because they feel it, they sense it. Now, we may say they're horses, you know, but they're in tune. The point was friends. Friends, a friend is a person. Friend in need is a friend indeed. It's a person who wants you to be well, and he is not here to exploit you. He's not here to tell you lies. He's not here to make a big show and boast and tell you how great he is. But he's willing to have eye to eye. Okay. Now, it can be that person is a little older or a little younger or a little more powerful or whatever, but friendship, just like in the story of Krishna and Sudama. You know the story, right?
Yes.
You know it. Yeah. Who doesn't know the story? You all know the story of Krishna and Sudama, right?
I have forgotten.
Okay. It's a beautiful story. Please read it. It's amazing. One of my favorite stories in Krishna book. Why did Krishna not give Sudama the wealth when he was in Dwarka? Krishna has everything. He's got 16,000 palaces. He's got the goddess of fortune as his wife. He's got everything. He knows his friend has come. You want to play? Yeah? But that's not for play. It's serious business. It's only for when somebody has a screw loose, you know. If a screw is loose, then with this you can fix it. So why did Krishna not give Sudama wealth when he was in Dwarka?
Защо Кришна не е дал
That's the quiz question.
богатството на Судама, когато той е бил от Дварка? Нищо не му е дал там. Защо?
Any idea?
Някакви идеи имате?
Когато са били в гората и ги е завял дъжда, преди това майката, всъщност съпругата на духовния учител им е дала на Судама едно вразовче с наход.
Before they went to fetch firewood,
Yeah.
the guru, the wife of the guru gave Sudama a small package of nahut, of chickpeas flour.
And when there was, когато имало буря, те се качили на, всъщност Кришна се качил на едно дърво и Судама бил много гладен и сам изял всъщност всичко, той не запазва нищо за...
And when the storm began, Krishna climbed a tree and Sudama stayed behind, and he actually was very hungry and he ate the whole thing without sharing it with Krishna.
Is it...
Never heard that. No. New version of the story. No problem. No problem. It's always good to expand. You know, it's always good to expand. Now the main reason is because Krishna and Sudama, what's their rasa? What's their relationship?
Причината е Кришна и Судама. Каква е тяхната раса, каква е тяхната отношение?
Friends. What does friendship mean?
Какво означава приятелство?
Equality.
Какво
Yes.
означава равенство?
If I take a bag of money and say, here, this is for you, it means I'm the guy who has the wealth. You don't. You're beggar. I'm rich. I'm giving you. I'm up here, you're down there. Okay? It will ruin their friendship because it will spoil their rasa. They will not be equal. Now, of course, Sudama, relationship is friendship. So that would become disturbed by that transaction. Because their relationship was heart to heart. It was transformational. It was not transactional. Sudama didn't come to get something, and Krishna did not want to look like he's bribing him.
Отношенията между приятелите са отношение на равенство. И това, ако Кришна просто даде една торба с пари на Судама, това означава, че той е в по-висша позиция. Судама е просяк, Кришна е най-богатия. И затова това ще наруши отношенията.
That's why Krishna gave him wealth, not in front of him, but the wealth was already there when he came home. He did the magic. And Sudama just walked home and he was like, yeah, I met my friend and we talked all night about, you know, good old times and school and fun and how we got lost in the forest and all that fun stuff, you know.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, doesn't care, you know, and then he doesn't find his house anymore. He's in the wrong neighborhood, you know. And he sees all the palaces, and then his wife comes out with beautiful dress, and she's all young and beautiful with jewelry. And then he realizes Krishna changed the whole game. And he just became very touched by Krishna's kindness. But Krishna did not want to disturb their friendship. So that's a sensitive point, and bhakti is very subtle. So we have to know that. Otherwise, you kill the puente, you kill the main plot of the drama, you know. And then it's kind of like,
Yeah, I don't think I can summarize.
No worries.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 1
Any other points, questions, comments, requests? Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is a little bit more technical on Sankirtan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little bit bad when I am when I am hiding that actually it is about Krishna.
That actually the books are about Krishna.
Because like 60% of the people that I'm selling books, I don't tell them. I tell them this is yoga, meditation, psychology.
But it is yoga, meditation, and psychology.
And
so you're not lying to them. You see, the absolute truth is very big. So how much time do you have?
That's true, it is, but I'm not telling them the whole truth, and many of them, I see them and, oh, I had these books, they told me this is psychology, but I saw this is religion, and they're a little bit disappointed that we are not telling them the whole truth. So is it okay, or better tell everything?
Everything.
Not everything, but to tell this is psychology, but this is also about Krishna, about God.
You tell them as much as they can appreciate. Just like if you have a child and you need to give the child medicine, and the medicine is bitter, and you know the child is not going to like it, and the child is not going to eat it. So then what do? You put the medicine in a sweet, and you say, here, I got a sweet for you, okay? Now they eat the sweet. Is it a sweet? Yes. But it's also medicine. So, but they will like it, and then they will get cured. And some will say, yeah, but there was something bitter there, you know. There was something. Yeah, that was good for you, you know. That was helpful for you. So sometimes you have to do that. Doesn't mean that you're cheating people. It just means you have to be intelligent to know how much people can actually appreciate. If you go and you tell people, look, I give you this book and it will ruin your life, okay? Like you will lose all your taste for all the bad stuff that you like to do right now. Do you want it? There's a book about your old enemy, you know, the person who you've been envious of for a very long time. Would you like it?
Cool.
Not so much, right? So it's really a matter of presentation. It's not that you tell lies, but you present things in a way that people can appreciate them. And that means you tell them as much as possible. Okay? And depending on your realization and your purity, you can also just go up and tell people the whole thing. And believe it or not, some people will like it, some people won't. That's life. Like in San Francisco, we distribute prasadam. There is 100 Christian groups out there distributing food. If you say food or soup or vegetarian food, nobody really. But if you say, Hare Krishna food! Then Hare Krishna, oh yeah, I want Hare Krishna food. You know? Confirmed. So, we exercise that, you know, it's like, supposed to be like that, special effect. So you try it out. You try it out. You can be as direct as you can be. So you try it out. Like already telling people we're monks, that's pretty direct, isn't it?
Yeah, not to everybody.
No, people like it, you know. People don't have a problem. It's actually cool, you know.
Yeah, I'm telling them, but not to everybody, and I feel a little bad. I want to know, I have to feel better now? Because you
don't have to feel bad. It's not required. I mean, it's okay if you feel a little bit bad, but not too much bad, okay? Just a little bit bad. Just to stay humble, okay? That's good, but not like a lot bad.
Because they will see, you said to give them what they can appreciate. They appreciate psychology, I say. But anyway, they will open the book, and on the first page, they will see Krishna. And they will say, oh, okay, this. Anyway.
Well, already on the cover, they see Krishna, you know. Krishna is everywhere. So it's not like you can hide the sun, you know. So, people know. But you just have to know how to keep it a little cool, because sometimes if you rub it in, they'll have some aversion. They will just immediately, with reaction, they will just reject something. So you just have to be intelligent. Okay? It comes with practice. Other questions? Other points?
Може да разкаже Навина Нирада за това как се е присъединил 15 годишен и може би неговия чичо, известния Вахинисата прабху, му помогна това нещо да сподели. I want to ask you to share how you joined the movement, maybe Vahininsata Prabhu, who is your uncle, I think.
My what?
Uncle? Or no?
Uncle, yeah. I mean, spiritual uncle, you know, like we're all in the family.
I was thinking that he is also in material uncle.
No, uncle means, you know, he's godbrother of my guru, so, you know, that means uncle in our family relationship. These are all our uncles.
But how you joined the movement?
Stories from the dinosaurs, from the
Nice to hear.
prehistoric age. Huh? Raini, you like dinosaurs? Okay, all right. Well, it's nothing spectacular. I went to school in the Swiss mountains, and one friend of mine, he had the Bhagavad Gita, and he showed it to me. And I said, can I have it? And he said, no, it's mine. I can show it to you, but I'm not going to give it to you. It's mine. And I said, I want this book, you know. So, reverse psychology, you know, it worked. Then I found Bhagavatam 1.1 in the library of the school, and he invited me to the temple, and 6 months later I joined. So not spectacular story. But I went there, I visited him, he joined before me, a few weeks before me, and he was down near the kitchen, and it was just tiles, and he was bare feet, and he was washing a huge pile of pots, and he was bare feet, and this is Switzerland, you know. And I'm like, why don't I have any shoes? And he says, right now we're a little poor, so we cannot afford shoes. And I knew this is the real deal. This is really the monks, you know. Because I saw that movie, you know, Brother Moon, Sister Sun, about St. Francis and the monks who were building the church in the snow. Have you seen that? The old movie? It's a classic, you know. Yeah, there's monks, they only wear one piece of cloth and they're bare feet in the snow, and with their hands they're putting the rocks and they're building their church. And I saw, this is the real thing. These are serious people. Like who was saying, one devotee, when he went to 26 Second Avenue in New York for the first time, it was summer, and he walked in the front door, and there was Brahmananda, you know, Brahmananda, Bolshoi Brahmananda. And he only had a dhoti on and no shirt, and he's like a big guy, you know, big Jewish guy, a lot of hair, you know. and Brahmananda was dealing with that record producer who had produced this Hare Krishna record, the first one that came out, not the George Harrison one, the first one. And the guy was doing good business selling the Hare Krishna record. And Brahmananda, was it Brahmananda or Gargamuni? One of the two, they're brothers, they're lookalikes. Was talking to the guy, and he said, you come down here and you bring the money and you pay your royalties, or else we'll come there. And then he banged the phone on the the receiver on the phone. And he came for yoga and meditation, you know, and to meet monks meditating in peace and all. And he saw this big guy, you know, and then he realized, this is serious business. Like, this is for real. This is not just playing games, you know. Like, these people they're serious. They're dedicated to what they do. Some people will scream and yell and run away, and other people will say, yeah, this is my thing here. I'm in. So you win some, you lose some. It's just part of life. It's what you have to deal with. Other points?
One question more.
Yes.
Can you tell us how you joined the Sankirtan in book distribution?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I knew that there was something called Prabhupada Marathon. Back then we called it Christmas Marathon in December. So my mother said, okay, you can quit school. You have to finish 9th grade. This is end of March, in spring. But I said, this is not good timing because in December is marathon, so I need to join at least before December. That's 4 months before. So I had to do some drastic things to convince my mother.
Like what?
Break her heart, to make her proud. So I said, I'm not going to eat your food anymore. And I don't touch your pots nor anything you guys do. And I just became a spiritual terrorist. I just did my own program. I did my pujas, my artis, kirtan, incense, the whole thing. I just made the whole house crazy. Till one day my mom said, okay, you have to leave. You can leave, but you have to leave right now. I said, okay, but you have to sign here, because I was a minor, I was 15 years old. So she signed, and I called the boys, and I said, okay, come, get me. I'm yours. So I had my bicycle and my suitcase and my little briefcase, and that bought everything for the marathon. So I joined on a Thursday, and on Sunday I went on traveling Sankirtan. This was the first week of December, 1984. And then 15 years, just first 3 years I didn't know the name of the town I was in. I was like a little rabbit, in the back of the truck. You open the door, I jump out. It's just shoot anything that moves, just like, where is the people? Yeah, I know, I have a trolley with 100 books, and these need to go. So, you see, you're trying to do 20, 30 books. My motto is, I want to give everybody something. Either a smile or some kind words or a small book or a big book, but I want to give something to everybody. And it took a while, but, if you're desperate and stupid, Krishna helps you. And so, yeah.